Hey, welcome. Hey, welcome. Oh, my right thing, excuse me. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Funk, thinking right out here in the lab, in the wee hours in the morning. It's about 4:45, somewhere around there, but I'm up in my lab doing what I do. I got a good lesson for you today. Let's go. Writism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. This is a story for life. These are life lessons I'm giving. You tuning and receiving them. Oh, I'm loving it. I appreciate you. Let's do what we do. Right Thinker's mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment, knowing yourself with knowledge of self. Right Thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline employed daily. You will help you and guide you to obtain, your goal of obtaining spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission. I want all right thinkers to do just that. And lessons I put out for you daily, if you follow them, will do just that. You got to keep it going daily. I'm giving it to you to do that. Let's go. The question, know thyself, is what you should have an answer for if you're a right thinker. And it should be, yeah, I know me. Okay, so that's the goal for all right thinkers, to know themselves. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not, it's impossible to know themselves, is foolish. Disregard them. Hair in my eye, I don't like this. A person who knows not, and knows that they know not. Simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do. For you, stay tuned. I got you. Don't worry about it. You'll be all right. A person who knows not and believes that he knows is most likely religious, but dangerous. So avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself, and to my eye, be true. What's going on with this eye? With murders. Excuse me. Okay, let's go. I'm ready. All right. Right thinkers, I'm a part of a funkadelic, man. You know that P-Funk. And we had a record called Placebo Syndrome. What's placebo? That's what we're going to talk about. The placebo is medicine that only works for you if you take it. How you take placebo? Let's go. All right. Right thinkers. We are spiritual, mental beings, aka thinking beings, and our conscious mind is our showrunner, so to speak. It think it's running, but that's the whole idea of the placebo. The conscious mind thinks it runs the show. That's the placebo effect. I know. You got three states of mind: conscious, unconscious, and then you got subconscious mind. The conscious mind is what acting with you right now. I'm conscious of what I'm doing. I'm in the moment. Being conscious meaning you're woke. You're conscious of where you are and what's going on around you. That's fine. Unconscious, either you sleep, daydreaming, not focused, or knocked out. Okay? But most people walk around in an unconscious state of mind. Why? They really ain't paying attention. They have, not. So being conscious means being aware. Subconscious, now you're talking. That's the showrunner. Regardless of it, no, your subconscious, he just sits and waits to his turn. But in the meantime, he's working. Whatever you see, hear, going about during the day, he takes all of that in. Okay, so understand how the subconscious works. Why? Because we are programmable beings. We're born here blank as babies. We come into the world, your family take you home. What environment you're in for the first 7 years can dictate what kind of person you're really going to be. That's already been proven, so we ain't going to do that. We are programmable beings from birth. Why? We are programmed for the first 7 years of our life. Why? Because that's what the brain does. That's how the conscious works. When you go buy a computer, I just heard this now, I'm going to use it right quick. When you go buy a computer, and I'm a victim of this one, why? Because I did it. This computer I bought, I wouldn't have bought it. I think I was plugging in. I'm ready to compute. I'm ready to. No, my man, you need programs. What's a program? Oh, that's giving the computer consciousness. Give them something to do. Like us, we come into the world, we just pick up on what's going on around us. You see, baby, they just looking. That's all they can do until they become conscious. Moving on. Now, let's get to the placebo. Our placebo, here you go. The placebo is a gene that's in the mind, and it kicks in around 14 years old when we start what they call feeling ourselves. No, we become conscious of ourselves. So we can start making better decisions based on what we think and feel for ourselves. The first 7 years is not an option. We under that situation. But as you grow older, the second phase, the second level of becoming conscious, now you're starting to think on your own, pretty much got a feel for what's going on, what's right, what's wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with being intelligent and wanting to learn. But when you take that intelligent, that knowledge to want to learn and turn into sneaky and deceitful, now you got a bad person in the making. Okay, that ain't got to do the placebo. That's just the person. So understand that. Let's talk about placebo. Hypnotism is placebo at work. Why? Because your mind will make the body react to whatever and even heal itself. Why? Because the body reacts to the mind. Whatever the mind thinks, the body will react to it. Quick lesson, quick example. And I'm watching my man Joe Dispenza. He's doing this kind of work. Okay, and this is his field of mental healing with mind control. But he played the placebo game. They've been doing placebo tests since forever. You go in, y'all take a test, and they give you a needle. They tell you it's this to cure that. And because you believe it, you cure yourself. You don't know that. They know that. Why? Because they didn't want to put you in that position. So the placebo is the mind working against itself. You can play the game. Watch this. Placebo, it can cure your ills mentally, or it can cause you ills also. That's why what you think can either help or hurt. That's why negative thinking brings you down. Just simple as that. Being angry, being upset, being a hater, all those is negative forces that bring you down. You can't raise with that mindset. Okay, that's why waking up, changing mindset, becoming conscious, reprogramming how you think, all those things are changing the mindset. You can change as an individual. The body reacts to the mind. Trust me, I watched a lot of them lessons, so I'm speaking from what I'm learning, not from that aspect of teaching it. I learned that concept. When you something, when you're spiritually conscious, that means you have awareness of the higher self. You know the power of your mind. Belief is a powerful weapon. Another quick lesson. You are what you believe you are. You are what you focus on your mind. Again, I did that lesson coming for you, self-image. What you think of you is who you are. So think highly of yourself. Please put yourself on a pedestal and worship and honor you. That's your higher self anyway. So work with that. But let's get back to the placebo concept. If you really believe, watch this, your belief is strong. And whatever you believe, again, free the mind, the body will follow. Your body will react to what you believe. When you're dreaming, you're having the best sex ever, and you have an orgasm. Your body ejaculates. Male, female, don't make a difference. That's because the mind is telling the body, we have sex. The body in the bed sleep. Dead to hell. But the mind make the body react. So understand that's how the placebo works. That's placebo is best. It's faking you out. But you're reacting to it. Don't get the message across. I'm trying to get this out. If the mind think it is, then the body believes it also. Freedom on the ass will follow. The body is the ass. Excuse me, but that's George's concept, and that's what he meant. Then it will what? Physically happen internally. If you believe you have no cancer, you at stage 3, stage 4. My man tell me he done had this happen many times. He about to take it to the children's hospital. I love that idea. Why? Teach children how to placebo themselves and heal themselves with their own minds, not a bunch of medicine pills and doping them up. That's not curing them. Curing is eradicating the problem. And he's been in a situation, he's telling like the bootleg preachers, you come in a wheelchair and they touch you, you can walk. This is real. This ain't that nonsense. Okay, I'm trying to explain to y'all. It's a real thing. Okay, understand that. Watch this. We see people curing themselves again, for real, not because a preacher, oh, Jesus, right? No, that's not. No, excuse me, but no, it's done mentally. We're mental beings. We can heal ourselves mentally. The body does that all the time. When I got my legs cut, and I severed both my Achilles tendons on both legs, you couldn't placebo them back. You feel me? Some things the placebo just won't work. Why? Because the mind know better. My mind said my body has been cut up. Okay, it needs to be stitched up. It needs to be connected physically. I can't mentally do that. That's why. Perfect example. I'm only giving you the experience that I can speak for and vouch for. With the placebo, that's how it works. Okay. We as people can cure themselves of cancer, been done. Lame, been done. Blindness, okay. A person been blind, and all of a sudden they can see. Not because God touched them, no, because the mind believed that it could, and the body acquiesced. Okay, trust me, that's how the lower nature set will give in to the higher nature if you prove that you can control him. You can't control him, he ain't giving in. Simple. A bully, he only gonna bully you to what? He can't bully you no more. Then he's no longer a bully. Situations dictate what it is. So watch this. Just believing with all your heart. Again, like in God, same thing, but that's how it shows you. Placebo will fake the body out and heal it if it's done on a level which they try to get done now. And I love the concept because I understand it and I know how it works. I use it. The mind is a very powerful tool, but it can be what? Tricked. Again, I told you, into what? The body. It does the body dirty work. Perverts. All they want is physical pleasures. So they got to get it by any means, some whatever it is, young girl, young boy. But that's a perverted mindset. And the body, we acquiesce to what the mind says. Simple. So we wonder how do you get turned on? So everybody, mind works different. That's the concept. Moving on. Placebo syndrome. That is the real medicine for every individual to be able to heal himself with, if taught and understand. Thoughts have power, just like words. Everything that you do as a person has stability on your personality and you as a person. The placebo have been proven tool in medicine for years. Yes, it works. We really don't understand, but yeah, they know it works. The guy lay down. He had a torn Achilles tendon or ACL in his knee. They put a band-aid on his knee, laid him down, put him to sleep for a couple of hours, woke him up. Now, in his mind, they fixed his ACL. They ain't did nothing. But he got up, went to the rehab, and went on the show. All of a sudden, the ACL is perfect. No surgery, just placebo medicine. Again, they do it all the time. Okay, you go take a test. Half of y'all gonna get the test, half will get the placebo. Simple. Placebo is a tool that our doctors and government been using for a long time. Okay, moving on. Whenever Uncle Sam find out about stuff, oh, he gonna put it in the laboratory, and then he gonna start using it to his benefit, not to help you. I'm in my lab to get the stuff together to help you. I'm a different dude. So yeah, here we go. Moving on. Where we at? Where we at down here? Okay, here you go. Okay. The placebo had whoa. Okay, yeah. The placebo don't or won't work. Why? If the mind isn't strong or on board with the concept 100%. If you 99.9% saying, I believe, but it won't work because it needs 100% on board. Like with God, if you don't give God Cain and Abel. Cain gave it best, Abel gave little. Cain got blessed, Abel got nothing. Jealousy, why? Because he see the other guy getting more than he getting, but he don't realize he's the one not putting in the work. So realize that. Don't hate on people. Why? It's up to you. What you do don't make me fat. What you eat ain't gonna make me fat. So what you do, have no barriers on me. If you're doing good, I'm happy for you. You're doing wrong, I feel sorry for you. You're doing the wrong thing, but I got nothing good or bad toward anybody and what they do for themselves. So understand that. That's true spirituality. Now, if ye are little faith and belief, placebo won't work for you. You have to be 100% believer. Like God, if you ain't on board, he ain't get no blessings. You BS God, you shortchange God. Guess what? You're on your own. That's the ego telling you, well, you don't need that. Ego, remember, edging God out. Whenever you hear the word ego, it's not good. Why? Because that means that individual is not godly. He's living on his own accord. That's what ego means. You didn't edge God out. You running the show. That's why it's not good to let the ego do what it do. That's my point. Placebo is fake out to what? Find out how real the individual mindset is and use it to their benefit. If you're weak-minded, you're easily swayed. Why? Because the mind ain't focused. But if you're strong-willed, strong-minded, oh, you lock like a trap. Once you get that concept, you lock on it and you use it. Right thinking. All you gotta do is try it, see if it works. I'm not talking about it. No, try it. In weak-minded people, your placebo is low. Why? Because you're ignorant. And ignorant means not knowing. You don't know the power that you have, aka you're not in touch with your higher self. You lack knowledge of self. And that's always a bad thing. Last, no, this ain't, I got two more. Oh, I got to get this. Let me speed it up. Placebo thinking is like religion, okay? You achieve, watch this, you achieve what you truly believe. So if you're a follower and believer of that book in Christ, then the action that you bring is based on your belief. So the stronger you believe, the more you believe, the more you're going to achieve. So you think it's Christ doing it, it's really you. I can do all things through what? You say Christ, I say God, but that's what strengthens you, okay? Consciously, you have to be able to think, hence right thinking. Religion, watch this. The well-dressed lie will tell you a lot of things. That's what? Not real, didn't really happen. Why? Because they're mythological stories, allegorical stories. But if you take them literal, you're going to try to make something that didn't happen. Immaculate conception is a woman who got pregnant by one person, one sperm in her vagina for a 28-day cycle. The baby is pure. Why? It's immaculate. It's unstained by anything else. It don't mean without sex. Please understand that. All good women have immaculate conception. Why? They stick with one man. They don't sleep around doing that cycle when sperm is that's in there that shit. Only one in the man. You put 3 different sperms in your body. You don't know which one impregnated you. That's why women, mama's baby, daddy's maybe. I don't know she's pregnant. Just to know who got her pregnant. But if you only have one man, you know who it is. Common sense. Back to the lesson. Religion, aka placebo syndrome, aka dogma, that leads you astray if you are mistaught and you misunderstand and misinterpret what you're being taught. You won't get where you want to go. It's like not listening to the GPS. It say go up and turn right. You go up and go straight. You missed your turn. So understand that. Follow the thought process. Placebo syndrome, watch, is what? Believing what you're told without proof. You didn't ask the doctor, Doc, did you do this, Doc? You just woke up and said, okay, thank you. And you want to advice away. You should always question whatever something is done to you, for you, or with you that you ain't aware of. You need to ask what happened. Just the same. Right thinking philosophy is real placebo. Why? For spiritual enlightenment. Knowing thyself, you know God. That's the concept. I ain't laid eyes on him. I ain't just, But when you got proof of you, and you know who runs you. So that's stuff, you know God, you know yourself. You know yourself, you know God. It's a flip-flop. It works in reverse, interchangeable, so to speak. Here you go. My placebo syndrome is spiritual. You have to have your own experience to know God. That's why I teach you that you can put yourself in a position to have your own experience by doing the things that will make that happen. If I say, go down here, about 2 miles, and go right, sit there and wait. Just do it. Okay, moving on. The placebo proves what? Everything is, all is mental, right thinking. I keep you mentally, spiritually understanding how to work your body. Let's go. Right thinking philosophy, placebo syndrome is when you know your higher self for yourself. You may come to me and say, well, how you gonna prove I know God or I can get to God? Once I do that, then you know for yourself. You have to be faked out. Now you know. That's the difference. Right thinking philosophy, watch this. Right thinkers who experience their placebo syndrome, aka spiritual enlightenment, spiritual awakening, believe they know God. That's the power. It will give you proof. So it's no longer belief. You are 100% on board with your belief in the higher self. That's how believers become witnesses. The placebo syndrome is what? Virtuous, righteous living is God's. That's how you earn God's blessings. And fake out. That's the real deal. If you can fake God out, well, power to you, but you can't. Okay, it's the idea how strong is your belief in what you believe. That's all. The placebo principle. Here you go. Placebo syndrome is what reaching bliss, nihas, anointment, contentment, all those things in your mind that you can conceive and achieve when you do the things you're supposed to do to make that happen for yourself. It ain't about what Mark said. It ain't about what somebody else said. It's about what you do. Moving on, I'm about to wrap it up. Oh, I went a little long. Sorry about that. The placebo works when its foundation is found in truth. When you stand on the truth, you will not be moved, and the placebo will always work out for you. Why? Because what you believe in it is something that's factual and true, which is God and you. Hope the lesson was good. I'll be back. You know I got some more. I'm sweating like a pig. I'm out.